Hello, everyone, and welcome to the AI Arena stream.
Hello.
Hello, Spot. Hopefully, today we are going to have no more technical issues, and I will start up by queuing up some games, and let's hope for the best. First one will be Prism Beams versus Ketrock. Prism Beams is a new bot, probably has something to do with the Void Race. Probably I just should go to the first game immediately and hope that it will queue up properly and we will go from there. At least it seems to be working at the moment, so let's hope it stays like this until the end of the stream. Have you been Spot updating your bot lately, or are you exhausted from the probots?
Not recently, but Crypt asked me to participate in the King of the Hill thing, so I have to do something for it this week.
Okay, so who you're against in the King of the Hill?
Sharkbot.
Oh man, that's not easy opponent. How have you been doing against Sharkbot?
Not well, but I think most of it, like, well, I have to change my unit composition a bit. That's, I think, the most important thing. Or react to Void Rays and other flying things with cyclones and other stuff.
Yeah, I think Cyclones and Vikings combined together are really good answer against any sky units. Of course, they have to be working together.
Yeah, because right now I don't make cyclones at all, and um, like essentially I lose to like like him either early Void Race or some early Tempest, and I still make tanks and so on, even though they are completely useless in those games. So I should just, if I scout some certain things, I should just switch the tanks to cyclones. I think I should be much better off.
Yeah, in some certain cases, you definitely want to change those tanks to the Cyclones. But this seems to be proxy Void Race with the shield batteries. So
Yeah, this is actually one of Sharkbot, like Sharkbot uses the very similar build.
okay, I haven't seen this one before. So this might be really irritating to defend against. It's basically one base all in with the Void Race, at least so far. Those Void Rays are getting so fast that shields back online when they are going near to the shield batteries.
Yeah, one thing I was wondering against this is that I was looking at some replay that I wonder what happens if you sort of scout this and go there with your first units to try to kill the pylon. That can you kill it? Like what I haven't tested. What happens when there's the like first shield battery and you are shooting with it to the pylon with a Reaper and a Marine or something? Like, can you actually get the pylon down, or does the shield battery protect it enough? I don't know.
I think the shield battery has quite limited amount of energy. If you're able to keep the unit alive somehow, you should be able to take down the pylon.
Yeah,
That's what I suspect.
Usually this seems like what they do generally is that there's no unit even guarding this. Of course, you could send a first gateway unit to guard it, but so I think I'll try to do something like that against Sharkbot. If I scout this, that I'll send the first units to try to kill the pylon.
Sounds like a good idea.
But he has many builds, so. But this sort of thing is one of them.
Next game will be again from the Chaos bot.
Not sure if Yatahund has joined the channel, but I can't hear you at least. Not sure if you have some mic off or something. It looks like you are talking, but no sound.
Yeah, at least for me, I don't hear anything. I think this replay came with a note that 2 liberators to rule them all, or something like that. So I presume that we are going to see some liberator build, at least from one of the bots. Strela goes to the natural, and Chaosbot is doing what Chaosbot is doing always, so building all over the map. Actually, that Reaper is getting quite a lot of value by harassing the SCVs and not getting killed by them. So the denied mining time is quite substantial at this point. And here we have the first liberator. I really hope that Yatahat, or how the name is supposed to be pronounced, is able to join us on the voice. It would be a pleasure to hear others also in the stream. But that's effectively denying all the mining from the Strelok, so Chaosbot will have free roam all around the map and expanding and so on.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Crypt, how are you doing?
Yeah, not bad. How are you?
Fine. We did have some technical difficulties yesterday with the community stream, and today it seems to be working again. So really happy.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Sorry, I've missed the last few. I've been busy with other things.
Yeah, that's unfortunate that people have better things to do besides the potting.
This whole like real life thing, it's a terrible idea, right?
Yeah, somebody should cancel the whole real life thing.
Oh.
Hey guys.
But in this,
Hello.
Hey, Ketrok,
Hey,
how are you
Ketrok.
doing?
Not too bad. I see you were active today. Or the bots working today.
Yeah, it seems that we are able to cast some games. Let's see how does it go. So I have queued up few games, and we go from there. So in this game, what has happened? Chaosbot has been denying all the mining from the Strelok with only 2 liberators.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, Chaos Bot. Where's the I'm used to seeing cyclones out of Straylock. That would have dealt with this pretty easily.
Unfortunately, I think the liberators were in the position before there was any cyclones on the map. I'm not completely sure, but it's definitely did seem like that.
But I think a minute ago one cyclone popped out, but it ran straight under a liberator. It didn't lock on from range for some reason.
Oh, maybe it just hasn't coded the response to liberation zones.
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah. Yes, but it's good to have you on here. You've agreed to come onto the King of the Hill at the weekend, so that should be good.
Yeah, I was talking to Savelas about what I have to do a bit, because right now my success rate against Sharkbot is not very high, but I think I have some plans.
Oh, that's good.
And it won't involve a worker rush.
Yeah, I don't know. Worker rushes can be fun.
I've already made my solution for that.
And it also won't involve a gas steal.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
that
gonna
was
be funny if you
pretty
stole each other's gases.
that was pretty nasty against
That
you
would
there,
be
Ketrok.
brilliant. Well, that's how the bot world is going around. So there will be some things you can exploit, and some things that just pop out from from somewhere. So have to be prepared for anything. For a human player, it's easy to scout different shenanigans, but for a bot, it's really difficult to encounter every single aspect that you can think of.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could move to the next game.
Ketrok, will you do the honors? Or should I just skip to the next one?
There we go. Spud did it.
Okay, Spud did it. Okay.
Yeah.
Next game will be, actually there will be Ketrok versus Chansey. And I think we are going to see offensive planetary fortresses in this game. Is this something new you have coded?
Yeah, it's a work in progress right now. Basically, if I float out my command centers to take expansions, and if something else is already there, then I'll land next to it and build a planetary. And then when there's no expansions left, I just float towards enemy bases and try to land and make planetary fortresses.
So when the supply is capped, you just use that to make more DPS against the enemy.
Yeah, basically.
I think I lost to that kind of strategy from you this week.
Yeah, it's usually a little bit more of a win more button, where it's it usually only looks good when I've already won the game, but I can see some potential out of it.
But that's really important in bot games. You have to look good.
Yeah, and it does pull the enemy apart, right? If you got 2 planetaries morphing at 2 different bases and my main army pushing up the middle, It's hard for him to split up the army correctly. There's other little advantages too. Just having command centers floating forward means it soaks up damage that your army isn't taking. They can be spotters for your cyclones.
Oh, yeah, so it will be soaking up the damage that your army would be otherwise taking.
Yeah. Although a lot of the time it just dies when nothing's around, but whatever. It's all minerals I don't need at this point in the game.
Yeah. Well, come mind me also to the stream. You're also mining the mineral wall to the underworld.
So what triggers you are making turrets, Ketrock? What triggers it in this case?
Making two what?
You have missile turrets in both bases.
I didn't see. Maybe I scanned the opponent's base and saw like a starport or something.
So it's just a starport.
Honestly, I can't even remember anymore. It's code I wrote a while ago, and it's different for each race. But it could just be the starport.
Yeah, well, it works pretty well against the Liberator coming in.
Yeah, and I do like the turret placement. It's not one turret in the middle of the mineral line. It's actually covering the both ends of the mineral line.
Yeah, one in the middle, you're still going to get picked apart by a good Banshee harass bot. It provides enough detection, but it won't actually keep the Banshees off your workers. Same goes for Oracles.
Do you have predetermined turret placement, or is that something your bot is actually calculating for you?
In my main base is predetermined. At my expansions, it's calculated. I'm planning to redo that though. I really want to find the. Go ahead.
Yeah, because it would be cool actually to able to calculate the positions like you have on the mineral line. I do have only one placement in the middle of the line, and well, like you said, it does have drawback. So it would be cool actually to able to calculate the positions like you have placed in the main.
Yeah, and you want it up against the gas or minerals, not up against the command center. That way you have more space to repair the planetary. But when you put it up against the gas or minerals, you have the potential of blocking like the path to mineral patches, or even blocking in an SCV if you build it at the wrong time. So yeah, it's a complicated calculation to get it just right, especially with every base being a different layout. Sometimes two gases are on one side, sometimes it's like more of a horseshoe shape, sometimes it's more of a flat shape. But yeah, I got some more tools now for terrains and position and placement blocking grids and stuff. So I think it'll be easier to develop now than when I tried a long time ago.
Okay. Could it be placed outside? I mean, when you look at the connection between the mineral line and the west beam, could the turret be placed outside of the ring? I don't know how to explain it more clearly.
You mean like behind the minerals?
Yes,
Or
that's
behind the
what I
gas?
was. Yes, behind the gas and the minerals.
Yeah, it's a little more difficult to cover your whole line, mineral line, when you do it that way, but that's an option, and it'll definitely make sure it's not in the way of your SCVs, which is nice, especially if you do speed mining, where sometimes like a turret placement might interrupt, like might screw up the speed mining a little bit.
Okay, I understand. SensiBot does seem to have really nice army supply, almost 100 army supply already, and we are 11 minutes in the game. Your bot
Yeah,
seems to be expanding heavily on the underworld.
Yeah, I wanted to test out these offensive planetaries, so I just switched it to my Mass Raven build because when I go Mass Ravens, I have tons of minerals left over for command centers. So, yeah, that's why I got so many command centers out on the map already.
I think that's a cool idea. And if you're able to place them, they will be delaying the enemy quite a bit when there's planetary. So I think that's a really good idea. Basically, your bot is covering the whole map already, and we are 12 minutes in.
Yeah, that's impressive.
And just because the map's covered, it doesn't mean the command centers are going to stop floating across the map. They'll just find other purposes once they get across there.
Got mules will party.
Do you still have the? Are you still writing something with the mules on the middle of the map?
I do, but I don't think I get enough orbitals anymore to do that. I mean, the code is still
Okay.
there, but since I'm using all my command centers for offensive planetaries now, like I think I only got like 6 orbitals.
Okay.
Yeah, before I used to go up to like 20, 30 orbitals, and then I could spam mules everywhere and write messages when the map mines out.
I think there's planetary building up in the Gensi main. So, oh man,
That's good.
that would be so. Let's say human was playing against this and seeing that you are building planetary in my main. What are you thinking?
I mean, no human would do that, right?
Well,
No,
this idea came because this is something I do as a human.
Ah.
really?
Yeah, I max out, and when it's like got that big mineral bank, I just build like 15 command centers and float them across the map. Because
That's so nasty.
planetaries are 0 supply, so it's kind of like making your army stronger when you're maxed.
Yeah.
And the enemy has to use time and energy to kill those, and it gives you more room to play your game.
Yeah, exactly. Like when I send out those 15 command centers as a human player, I expect like 12 of them will go down. But during that time, I get to kill one of his bases, and maybe some of the planetaries get up and cause a lot of trouble for one of his expansions.
Yeah, and the enemy doesn't have time to focus on your main army because he has 15 planetaries building all over his side of the map. I think that's a brilliant idea.
Looks like I had a planetary behind as a gold base for a little while there. That's kind of a nice little spot on Golden Wall. Harasses minerals from the other side.
I think most of the bots will not remove the SCVs mining in the golden minerals if there's planetary behind it, because I think that's not programmed in the bots.
Well, if they fear the auto turret, like they fear other units, then maybe it runs away. It's actually nice. I finally added some sort of safety precautions to my SCVs now. So now whenever there's enough damage nearby to one-shot them, they'll run away. So
Okay.
like, yeah, so when a game like Reaper harassed, as an SCV gets low, it'll like run away while all the other SCVs stay mining. But if say like a liberation zone shows up on my mineral line, then all my SCVs will scatter because that's enough to one-shot each and every one of them.
Yeah. So basically, you're building 3 CCs at a time, and after they're ready, you just float them over the enemy.
Yeah, this is crazy amount of control you've got. Like, it's very difficult to deal with once you get to this stage, and you just have that many ravens that can dump pretty much 3 units on the map.
Yeah.
What should you do in, because Yensi doesn't, like, he has this army composition and he doesn't change it during the game generally. That what should you do, like, as a player, if you see that okay, you now have, like, Ketrock has 5 bases, planetaries up and all over, and you can't really break it anymore. That should you just go some battle cruiser composition, or what should you actually do?
As a human player, the thing I struggle with the most is Thors, actually, because Thors are really good at killing planetaries without taking any damage, and then they do splash damage to air and bonus to light to air, which means they can like absolutely destroy ravens if they get in range of them.
Okay.
But yeah, there's lots of weaknesses to going mass raven. Obviously, fighting auto turrets is something you probably don't want to do
Yeah.
when you don't have to.
In that case, you can't morph the Thor into high impact mode. You have to go with how it's produced in the factory.
Yeah. A mistake that almost every human player I play on the ladder does. Like, basically, going high impact mode will lower your DPS by like 90% or something ridiculous when you're facing Mass Raven. But people are so trained to just always switch to high impact mode because it's so good for other things that they don't even think about it.
Yeah, I
Also, I think a lot of
Viper-
people believe that Ravens are armored, and they're not. They're light units.
I think my Thors just automatically change to the high impact when they come out from the factory. So I do have the same problem as the human players do.
I think our bot observer we have doesn't consider command center something to look at. But I think on the mini map, he's getting destroyed by planetaries pretty heavily in the north.
Yeah.
I can see a bunch of blue blocks and red flashing things.
Should I skip this one, or do you want to see this to the end? It already went away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Denzi gave up.
I'm not surprised.
High impact mode does higher single target damage and bonus to armored or bonus to massive. I can't remember. And it's an instantaneous shot. And then the regular mode for Thors is 4 attacks of low damage that do splash damage and bonus to light.
Oh yeah, it also have the splash damage.
Yeah. Yeah, the bonus to light combined with the splash damage means you can, 4 Thors can like instantly destroy a whole pack of ravens on like one shot. Where 4 Thors in high impact mode can kill like 2 ravens on one shot. So it's definitely better against, I don't know, like Phoenix, Mutas. Definitely Mutas and Ravens, I think, are the big ones. I can't think of any other light units to get masked up. Maybe if the guy has a bunch of Vipers or something.
Yeah. Ooh, additional pylons going for a nice little cannon rush here.
Oh man, that's so cool.
That's pretty good. And now
You
it's just
said ode to
baiting them
Doogie
in.
Howitzer when you put this up, which is his machine learning cannon rush bot.
That's what actually pretty cool that we saw last season. So it was like Ketrock told that it's a machine learning bot that was only training to do cannon rushes, and it did actually do it pretty well sometimes.
Yeah, and it got quite a bit better since Probots as well. So it's too bad that Miami has to choose between additional pylons and Doogie Howitzer. Be nice to see both of them in that tournament.
Yeah, that would be cool. Is Doogie Howitzer still alive? Is Might be on the chat?
Not sure if it's active on ladder, but or if he's still working on it at all. He might have maybe kind of peaked on it.
And Mixed Breed did take quite a beating from this cannon rush.
So Doogie is not on the ladder at the moment. He'd be a good bot to have up there. Nice little cannon rush practice bot for everyone. Oh, that's interesting. The neural network got too big, so mind me his PC couldn't handle Doogie Howitzer anymore.
It was getting mind of its own.
Yeah, I queued up this game. It's a weird base race type thing, and then with a somewhat embarrassing ending for me.
Embarrassing is also good in a bot world. So I really do like the chaos bot. I have said it 100 times already, but I can't stop saying that.
Were we able to mod? Just Lassie's he's a bot author, right?
Yes, he is. He needs also the moderator role for the. Are you able to give it him?
Nope, I cannot.
Okay.
Still say these commands should be open to everyone. I think the threat
Yeah.
of someone doing an attack on our streaming server is very minimal. But
Yeah,
the benefit of having any viewer be able to come on and choose games they want to watch is would be really nice.
I think we have to suggest that on the Discord, so open it up for everybody.
Yeah, I don't think there's much risk there. Probably the risks are outweighed by the benefits.
Have permission to perform that action. No, I definitely can't do it.
Am I able to do it because I'm logged in as AI Arena? So
Oh, that would work then. Yeah, if you just click on his name, there should be a button to mod him. Or you can type /mod with his username afterwards.
just a moment, I will try that out.
Yeah, Spot had his factory found.
Yeah.
Finally, his random production all over the map is working against him.
Yeah, that one's going down.
PCs are getting queued up. We've seen Chaos Bot fall apart before to large armies early in the game and then come back with BCs.
Be good for that. Just the ability to jump into someone else's main and kind of like pretty much turn their entire force around if they've got that coded in is pretty good in the bot world.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And if
how
you
many...
expand everywhere, it can be tough for your opponent to find those expansions and kill them. And then if you build your production everywhere, it's not like you lose the game if you lose your main base, because your main base is just like an expansion, right? That it's not like the core of all your production.
Yeah, but so here my now my army is running back, but it just ends up attacking and not coming back.
Just Lasse, could you type in the chat exclamation mark Q so we can see is it working, the moderator thing for you?
Yeah, I can see that it's granted to him.
Yep.
Well done.
This was something I changed intentionally against Spiny, and I thought it might be okay against other races too, that if I I'm intending to attack, and there's a few air units in my base, I just attack and handle them with individual marines, because against Spiny it was Mutalisks, but obviously BCs are a bit too strong for individual marines, so they stay alive. But anyway, my army is pretty substantial.
Yeah, if you manage to take his entire base and he's still there chewing through a few of your buildings, so it's definitely working out in your favor.
Vikings can do the trick if you try to stay at maximum range, because BCs can never catch the Viking to shoot it down outside of Yamato cannon.
Yeah.
And one cyclone would do also quite a bit of damage for the battle cruisers. At least it would force it to jump out back home or something.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that's what you want at the moment, because if the battlecruiser was forced to jump home, it might come up against your other army. And
Will the Marines stay out of the planetary range?
No.
They need to stay alive. They're very key. So we have like one Marine for every battlecruiser that's left?
Yeah,
and I have some Vikings stacked there in the middle. I'm not sure how many of them there are, but there's a few.
I mean, you might not have to fight the battlecruisers if you can just kill the entire base.
That is true.
My army is somehow bugging out here. I think what happened was that the Chaos Bot moved the other, because I killed the base that is up earlier already, and he moved it. I'm not sure why my army is stuck like this, but it gets out of it after a while. And now it sends units to scout.
So basically, you would just need to kill a couple of buildings and you would win.
Well, it's the same for Chaos Bot. Like, he could also kill my buildings there. But yeah, now I actually found the last base at least.
Still a starport in the 4 o'clock position as well. Okay, forcing the BCs to jump away. They're not going to be able to repair. Oh, this is a really close game.
Yeah. It just needs that starport that's floating all the way across the map.
Yeah, but now this starts to get, like, if you see what my Vikings are doing, they are not shooting.
That's alright.
But somehow
I'll burn down. That's okay.
in the process of like changing how my Vikings behave, I apparently made them not shoot at buildings. So that was not intentional.
No. Oh no!
Oh god. Could this be a draw?
Yeah, it is a draw in the end, but now they found the BCs, so they shoot at them. But
Okay, we are not going to shoot any civilian buildings, just for the BCs.
yeah,
Yeah.
and now and now the BC is flying. I got the command center is flying across the map, and I'm following. following.
Oh, does this go on for an entire hour?
No, it's a tie because no
Oh,
one is
okay.
mining, so it's a tie
Ah,
in
yeah,
a minute
okay.
or so, or 2 minutes. I don't know.
I
5
blame the
minutes or so.
Marauders here. The Marauders just move away. Maybe this thing would land and get shelled by the tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you should use the Vikings, not the Marauders, to try to kill the building.
Yeah, but like what I was doing with the Vikings, like I had this problem where my Vikings would just get way too ahead of my army and get killed when they would find something to shoot at, but and then I put them that they stay like next to my army until it's sort of time to kill, but apparently one of the things to kill wasn't enemy buildings. So
This can happen only in the bot world.
Sometimes when I select a target, I will run my method to pick a target. And then if that comes back with nothing, then I'll have like a secondary. Okay, well, now we see if there's any changelings you can kill, or now see if there's any creep tumors you can kill, or something like that. So
yeah.
there's certain targets where I only attack if there's nothing better to attack, I would say.
That was actually a fun game. Thanks,
That was a
Bud,
good one.
for the replay. And then we are going to see Sharkbot versus Alien Ash. I think we saw Alien Ash last week, if I remember correctly. Error again. So it might be end of the stream.
Yeah.
Let me check the website.
It's not working for me, at least.
Yeah, it's down
No, it
again.
looks like it's down.
Otherwise,
annoying.
it wouldn't be any problem to stop the stream here. We have been here like 40 minutes. It's okay for a stream. But
Yeah.
there's one thing. We haven't seen Micro Machine lose this time.
Oh god. That's the end of it.
Yeah,
We can't carry on
pack
now.
your stuff, boys. There's nothing to see here.
Sorry. You're right, Captain Jack. We've failed you.
Yeah, this is unfortunate. Sorry, we can't do any miracles.
Never mind.
Well, you can
Oh,
see here how good Micro Machine is. It
Yeah.
doesn't even lose in the streams.
How good Micro Machine is, it even crashes the entire website. That's,
I will not lose. You shall not pass.
it's a fun way of doing it. Give him that. But all right. Well, in that case, I am gonna head off. Thanks for the stream, Savlas. That was all good.
Thank you very much all for participating, and I will save the rest of the replays for the next week, and see you next week, Tuesday.
See you.
Yeah, bye.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.